Well, we've come along to St George's football ground. It's a training night and they've had a very busy time of late because they've had Alex over from the UK, a well-known, of course, footballer in his time and more of a coach, of course, been with Man City.
Yes.
And here you are in the Isle of Man. You seem to love it. You've been here for over a week.
I've been here over for a week this time, yeah, but I've probably been maybe 20 times in my career here. So it's been a nice place to come and visit, yes.
And Chris, having him here, how's it been?
Yeah, Alex came and he did something with us last year, and having him over for a longer period this year has been absolutely fantastic. You can just see the enthusiasm that all the players take on when Alex comes over, and they always learn something new each time Alex comes.
I mean, St George's, oh gosh, I'm going to get myself in trouble here, but it does say, of course, the Grand Slam winners and that sort of thing. I mean, one of the Premier teams, you happy with that? You're going to say the best side.
I would have probably said over the last 10 years, the Premier side.
I know. I'm just trying to keep it thick. What do you think to the both, seriously?
Well, let me tell you now, I have an experience back in the UK and really all over the world. When I come and work with these players, I come because they are so professional. And the club, it's a great honour for me and privilege to come. I love football. I'm in a position now where I can retire, but I've come out here because I enjoy being with these players. Some of these boys, if they had had the right training as youngsters, would definitely have played in the Football League in the UK. And unfortunately, you know, it's one of my little arguments, I suppose, with the place. I still don't think we fulfil the potential, but what these guys are doing at the club is absolutely fantastic, and these players are playing to a top level every week.
And is that down to purely the gene pool here being small and not enough competition then?
No, I'd go further than that. I'd say that the coaching on the island is still reasonably poor. Lee Dixon, who works at the club, who's the first team coach, was a young coach with me at 25. He was a great prospect and had the chance to work in the UK with a pro club. Now he's been here working alongside Chris, but really there's no place for him to learn. So, you know, I'm saying that if the coaches aren't learning on the island, all of them, not just, and I think it's a great opportunity now to get some of these young players into the coaching mould once they've finished playing. So you've got people like Chris and you've got people like Lee at this club. They're outstanding people in the game. Now, if we can educate the younger ones now and get a group of top class young players, maybe some of these players that are in the club now, maybe some of the youngsters can move on not only to this level but beyond. Because the difficult situation for this club is, where do they go next? They're great professionals, they're great people, but where is the next competitive element for them? And unless we find that, the island may stay stagnant. I look at the cycling champion that you have here, I look at the athletes, I look at the results in the games, and you're doing well in a lot of sports, very, very well. But I don't think you're fulfilling the potential in football.
You say that, Chris? What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with Alex completely. I've said many times that the coaching pool needs to be better, and the thing is, for me, you know, to get a good coach, you have to have played, from my point of view, a good standard of football, especially in the Isle of Man, because that's then where you get the respect from in the beginning. Because young people come and watch the senior players play, and if they like what they see, then they're going to listen to what they get told. And I think the island can improve, you know, certainly in its coaching in the Isle of Man. I've said this before on radio. We need to be doing a lot more, and to do that, then we have to start asking questions of the Isle of Man FA. You know, where can we go? Where can we take this? And the only way they can take that forward, as far as I'm concerned, is actually listening to people that have done it more on a higher level in England. They should be inviting people over to actually put on sessions, actually putting them through bigger and better courses, even if it means sending somebody off island for 2 or 3 weeks through a sponsorship. That's the only way they're going to learn, and then they come back and then they pass what they've learned on to the kids.
I mean, only last year, mostly St George's team, of course, were making it up. You know, the island had this team that almost represented the UK, well, England, didn't it? I mean, there obviously is a standard here that is quite good.
Well, when St George's are doing that for the island, then that just shows, you know, what St George's are doing at club level. But let's not forget there are some decent players in other clubs. Yeah. But what you have to question within those players is their dedication and determination. Do they really want to play for the Isle of Man? Do they want to go out and trade 3 times a week? That's where everything starts to fall down. When you talk about gene pool, then St George's Football Club do have a small pool, but they have everybody that's dedicated, and we wouldn't have it any other way, because if they weren't dedicated, then there's no point myself doing what I do, and there's no point Lee being here, and there's no point in us inviting Alex over.
If I can just come in there, if I could say St George's reach a pinnacle of football, which they have done on the island, there's got to be a next challenge. In Guernsey, what they've done, they've taken the top team from Guernsey, apologies, and they've taken those into one of the leagues in the UK, and they finished runners-up in the Vars. Now I'm saying to you, with my experience back in the UK at non-league and senior level, some of these players could comfortably play in top non-league, and maybe it's time to test them. But certainly I can quite easily say that if I'd have had some of these players as young players, some of these players would have made the grade. There's no question.
Anyway, have you enjoyed your week?
It's a fantastic place. I love coming. I love the staff and the people I'm with. The hospitality at this club has been absolutely immense, and it's a delight to come. If I'm invited again, I'll be here.